Today on the Hopefulist, it's the best of times, it's the worst of times. You decide. A big problem for Apple, and I finally understand why people wear slippers in public.
Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Good morning. Are you ready for this Tuesday? It is Tuesday, October 22nd, 2019, day 40 of Gotta Get on Ellen. It's Tuesday. We're going to rock it. And borrowing from Mr. Dave Hollis, I'm going to say, let's go. That's what he says all the time. Now, I follow Dave. Of course, that is Miss Rachel Hollis's husband, who will be appearing at the conference I'm going to in just a few weeks. And I was watching on his Instagram yesterday, and he shared a link of a feature film that they put together of their Rise conferences. And it was from a couple of years ago. And here's the weird thing. I always feel a little bit like I'm, walking in Rachel Hollis's footsteps. I have a little bit of a different agenda than she does. But, I follow her clearly, obviously. So, my faithful and loyal listeners, that this Hopefulist thing all started with A Million Dreams, the song that was redone by Pink from the movie The Greatest Showman. So also on that album is the song This Is Me. So, originally done by Kealis Settle and then redone by Kesha. So I kind of dig that song a little bit more just because it's more upbeat and it's more powerful and it's more about you. It's more about, this is me, no apologies. So I'm watching this film yesterday, and at the very end, they're talking about how she wanted to close this conference. Now, this is not a business conference like the one I'm attending. This is a personal development conference. And she was talking about how she wanted to close it. And her husband, Dave, was like, no, that's not how you close a conference. And she said that at first she was like, all right. But then she was like, you know what? No, this is the way I want to close my conference. So she had a woman come out on stage with a bunch of dancers, and this woman sang, This Is Me, from The Greatest Showman. And that has been my daydream. I have dreamt of having someday conferences of my own, and I couldn't decide whether I wanted to play in the beginning before coming out on stage. See, I put a lot of dreaming into this. This is what you do. You visualize. A lot of thought into walking out on stage after playing A Million Dreams by Pink or This Is Me. And I decided that I was going to do them both. And I was going to learn the rap in the remix of This Is Me that Missy Elliott does. And I was going to perform that. I've been practicing. Joe says I have a long way to go, and he's right. I do have a long way to go. But my girl Rachel Hollis is stealing my material before I even get a chance to do it. So now it's going to look like I'm copying her when I'm not. I'm not copying her. I had no idea. Constantly in her shadow. That's okay. There are worse people to be in shadows of. Her shadow and Oprah's shadow I will take any day. I just thought that was a little ironic, a little sad even, but also shows that I am totally on the right track. Totally thinking the right way, going in the right direction. If something that I've thought up completely on my own has already been done, I'm doing something right. Right? That's the way I'm looking at it. I'm not sure if you've seen the news. I'm sure that you have gotten the numerous updates if you are an Apple owner. There has been so many updates lately, and the big one, they always release a new update when they come out with a new phone. And I'm assuming they do this because it's new software and they want to update all the older phones with the new software. Apparently, this new software has been causing so much trouble for Apple. And apparently, it's causing actual hardware issues with the new iPhone 11. Something that is going on in this software update is actually damaging the hardware of the phone. So people that have an iPhone 11 and are having issues are taking their phones to Apple and they're having to replace them. Because since it's a hardware issue, you can't just do another update to fix it. It's broken. They broke it. So that's why they're sending out all these additional updates to try and stop this from breaking their own phones. So there is something to be said about waiting a little while before the new phones come out so that they can work out these kind of bugs and glitches and all of that kind of stuff. I have a 10. I'm good for a good long time. I'm good until that sucker just won't work anymore. I have to admit, I'm a little intrigued by the iPhone 11 with its, new and improved camera. I love my iPhone. Here's my thing with the iPhone. And the iPhone takes amazing pictures. The two issues I have with the iPhone pictures. One, I take a lot of sunrise and sunset pictures. If you follow my page, you know this. There's almost always some sort of glare, mostly with the sunrise rather than the sunset for some reason. Some kind of little ball of glare on the actual photo. And that's very annoying. I told Joe I do definitely want to get a real camera soon to take some real pictures. And the other issue is iPhone still sucks at night shots. They just do not take good night pictures. When I was in the Outer Banks, I remember telling you about the stars. The day that we left, Joe and I had gotten up, as usual, probably about 5:30 in the morning, and the sun wasn't rising until about 7. So we had a clear shot of all of the stars in the sky, and it was amazing. There were so many stars, and I just couldn't get a picture of them. It just didn't look like anything, really. And I would have loved to have been able to take a picture of the sky that morning because it was truly breathtaking. Breathtaking. So if you've been having an issue with your phone, it could be this one of these new updates, but I've done at least 2. So I think that they sent out another one after the initial one to try and fix the problems with the first one. So, I did another one on my phone yesterday. So I know I've done at least 2. And now my iPad is yelling at me to do the update on that as well. So here's hoping they have worked out all of the bugs and the kinks for this latest iOS update. I was walking out the door yesterday to run to the store, and I was still in my pajamas. But again, my pajamas are just regular clothes, so nobody knows that it's my pajamas. I was wearing a pair of stretch pants, a T-shirt, and a hoodie. So, it's just a normal outfit. I wear slippers around the house now a lot because we have tile floors, and I have never really worn slippers in my entire life. I don't like slippers. I don't like shoes. I love to walk barefoot. I take my shoes off the minute I get home, and I barefoot the entire time. But, it's been a little cold. This tile floor really makes a difference. So I have been wearing my slippers. Started wearing them last winter for, on a regular basis. So now I wear them a lot. In fact, I got them on right now. My feet are feeling so toasty. So when I was leaving yesterday to run to the store, I had my slippers on, forgot that I had my slippers on. I was out on the porch, locking the door locked, about to walk out to the car when I realized still had my slippers on. This has happened a number of times. It's embarrassing. And I'm so lazy sometimes to unlock the door and go back in. I almost just said, I'll just go in my slippers. But I didn't. I did not do that. Just like I won't go to the store in my pajamas. Now, technically I did, but they don't look like pajamas, right? So that's different. I would never go to the store in a pair of what is clearly pajama pants. But as we know, we see that all the time now. So I have to try to remember, because like I said, this has happened numerous times now. I walk out the door, lock it, got my slippers on. Oh my, this is the problem. I just forget. I'm old now, and I just don't remember things like I used to. But so I understand why I see people out in their slippers. I still don't think it's okay. Because like I said, once I start walking out the door to the car, I look down and realize, got my slippers on. So I do go back in the house and put on a real pair of shoes. Because that's what normal, grown-up people do. Just saying. So I'm going to move on to the topic. Today's topic is about jobs. If you could have any job in the world, what would you do? So I put up a picture of Live with Kelly and Ryan, but I superimposed a horrific job. I wasn't really trying to, make it look real. I, in fact, was trying to make it look not real to try and show you that I think I would be great on Kelly and Ryan. I think I have always wanted her job. I think she's got the best job in the world, and I think I would be really good at it. And it got a little bit into a Kelly bashing session, which I hate because I love Kelly. I love my girl Kelly, and I know a lot of people have issues with her, and I'm not really sure why, because I'm really good at spotting fakes, and I just find her to be genuine. I do understand that some people think she comes off a little pompous, but that's just, I think she's trying to be pompous, like mockingly pompous. I don't know. I love my girl Kelly. I would love to hang out with her sometime. I think we would be best buds. Just saying. So Jim says, shouldn't that say Live with Wendy and Ryan? But if I could do anything at all, I'd like to replace Ryan when you replace Kelly. Oh, what fun we'd have. Yes. Yes, we will. We would have a ton of fun. Diane says, you would rock it. Thank you, Diane. Me, I loved my dance life. A prima ballerina is what I always wanted growing up. Now I'm thrilled that I can get out of my own bed every day. So I will go with choreographer. Good for you, Diane. Connie says you would be great at that job, even better than Kelly. Oh, well, thank you, Connie. That's so nice of you. Linda says Broadway star. Yes, I think we've all had dreams of being on Broadway at one time or another. I know that I have. Marcy says full-time dayside radio news anchor in New York or Philly. I happen to know that Marcy has had that position in the past, and she's been offered that position in the past. Maybe if it's something she truly wanted to do, she could reach out to the place that offered her that job and see if they are still interested. Some food for thought. Laurie says photojournalist. Let's see, what else? Karen says you're already there. You have someone better than Ryan Seacrest. You have Joe. Oh, that's nice. She says, as for me, I'd have to think about it some more. I have to chime in with Monica, who said that she would be a forensic analyst. Oh, I don't think I could deal with all that evidence, honestly. But I do love that show. Do you know the show, Forensic Files? It's on HLN, which I don't get anymore, which breaks my heart because I just love watching that show.